What's done is done.
Never fails. Now and forever.
Let's drink to Aurora!
What is up, guys? The Euclid back here with you again, and welcome back to Metro Exodus. When last we left off, we had just, essentially, in a manner of speaking, escaped the Metro and its outlying areas, and we are just now, apparently, what is called 200 clicks from the Moscow Metro and Moscow herself. So we have escaped with the mainstay group, the core group that Artyom knows, Miller, Anna, Duke, Idiot. I mean, all of the guys in the group that we originally saw, the new characters. So quite a few people, so at least in a sense, they have kind of been, in a sense, framed, if not, you know, just accused, because the Hunza line was trying to preserve, and since the secrets were revealed, as were in the books, that there was a giant radar jammer, which I believe is slightly different than the books, of course, but there was a radar jammer keeping everybody on the outside from knowing what was going on the inside. It was a giant jammer preventing control, basically preventing anybody from speaking on the outside or from the inside, because the war is still going on with the West, and apparently, according to some people, they believe the West won. So, with that being said, everybody got nuked to hell, and the war is still believed to be going on now. The Hansa line tried to contain us. Didn't quite work for them well, so let's go ahead and jump back into the chapter we were on before.
We stopped 100 clicks from Moscow
That's what
to
I thought.
check our Geiger counters. The thing is, they are all in the green, as if they're in a conspiracy.
Yes.
Still, this amazing piece of news doesn't really impress anyone that much. The guys are all confused as to what to do next. And I'm just waiting for answers. And hoping the commander, whom until recently I trusted implicitly, is going to be extremely persuasive in his reasoning.
There we go. Alright, let's see what we got going on. I've been advised to talk to as many characters as possible, to not skip any stories. So before you guys that have recommended that, we will not skip any opportunities. Uh-oh.
Why the long face?
We are at a crossroads, so to speak, where everybody can help but wonder, what next? Where do we go from here?
Yes, more or less what I expected from you. But you got the picture. So, is your counter functioning? Have you checked it?
Yes, it's all green. Double checked it. Stefan's in the green too. We don't need masks here.
So, they were telling the truth.
Yeah, buddy.
Who was telling the truth? Why won't you answer? Who were those people trying to kill us? Why would they shoot at you, the Order's commander? Explain something, at least. You owe us that.
Well, I might as well drop the bomb now. The war did not end.
What do you mean, did not end?
Let me finish. Most of our cities are destroyed. The rest of the country is probably under enemy occupation. To avoid new nuclear attacks against us, Command chose the only viable course of action. To play dead. To ensure radio silence, the SHIELD system was created. A network of radio jammers covering Moscow and suburbs. So that some radio enthusiasts wouldn't bring more bombs down on our heads by whining on air. And it's one of these jammers that got disabled by the hands of those present here.
Could you not have shared that before? Say, before Artyom took that radio outside and caught all that radiation?
No! I only got briefed half year ago. Under a strict, you talk, you die policy. And then had to tell my people we were securing a weather station.
Sir, with all due respect, if we can't go back, maybe we should advance and move on?
I have an idea, but... Artyom, rather than carrying on with this silent disapproval of yours, check the airwaves. We should be out of the jamming range by now, so give it your best try. Look for transmissions from the Ark. Do you understand now why we're traitors in the eyes of Command? We shut down a jamming station, shot up the guards, destroyed a patrol train, and ran away from Moscow. Who even needs a trial when the case is so clear? There's no way back now.
All right.
Which means we have to continue moving forward.
Command, what are you talking about?
The Moscow Defense Command. Have you ever heard of the Invisible Watchers?
I have, but they're just an urban legend.
Not at all. They are command.
Are you sure they care for more than just protecting their asses? You mentioned the Ark. What's that all about?
If Artyom finds their signal,
So
he'll figure
interesting.
everything out. Otherwise, there is nothing to talk about.
Do you think finding that Ark of yours is going to fix everything?
I do not. But if you have a better idea, then go ahead.
Yes, I do. We have to find a good place for people from Moscow, like Artyom always wanted.
Giving them all to the enemy? A grand idea. I say, we solve our problems before moving on to saving
man.
all Moscow. All right? How is it going, Artyom? Found it yet?
There's a whole world out here. A world where we could live.
So far, we only know one thing for sure. Radiation levels are nominal. The air is breathable. But what about the rain?
So what? You can't even breathe in Moscow.
So, does anybody live out here? We don't know. How will they treat us? I don't know that either. What would they do if they found out there are survivors in Moscow? Again, I don't know.
Notes in his journal.
Keep looking, Artyom. There's got to be a signal.
But we do know we've been lied to. For 20 years, we've been lied to. We know they've been killing people.
There we go.
Collateral damage is inevitable in operations of such scale and secrecy. Yes, people have died, but the bombs killed tens of millions. Yet we are alive. We stayed alive throughout those years.
Artyom almost got killed. Is he just collateral damage too?
Attention.
Guess
Attention.
what?
This
Yes.
is the Special Restoration Committee speaking.
Wait a moment, what was that?
Everyone who can hear me, everyone still loyal to the cause. Proceed to the rally point.
Listen, everyone.
Rally point location is code 1811-79. Area 18-5. I repeat, proceed to the rally point.
Where's that
Rally point
number supposed to
location
be?
is code 1.
Got it. So
Dash
it is
79.
somewhere around
Area
here.
1.
The Yamantau.
Oh, we're gonna head out now.
Shall we overcome any and
This
all
is our goal.
So, is this what you had in mind?
Yes, this is it. The Ark Project is a whole city underground. Enormous stores, machines, the best experts. It is the Commander General's HQ. All of the country's leaders are there. They have already started the restoration work. We will
Doubt
tell
it.
them that Moscow is
Fucking
alive.
doubt it.
It wasn't all for nothing.
I fucking
Everything
doubt it.
changed everything. Do you get it? A new life is starting for all the survivors of the war.
By the way, are there any single women in that place?
Great reaction. So I think
He's like, you fucking idiot.
Bring what out, Colonel? Sir.
That thing that's been sloshing about in your canteen. You think I'm deaf or what?
That. Just a moment. I thought my ears were deceiving me.
It's not a short trip to the Urals, so we should make ourselves comfortable, I guess. Let's name this bucket of bolts at the very least, eh?
It's about time.
Let's go around and be done with it.
Nah, go to hell.
Pistol Bob.
Even better. Oh, come
How
on.
about Aurora, the Roman goddess of dawn, and a cruiser of, you know what?
That's better.
Not bad. I like it.
Beautiful name.
Sounds okay, but the cruiser of what?
I'll tell you later.
Looks like it's decided. Let's drink to
Aurora.
Too fucking cool, man.
Hey, Artyom, let's take a look at that map.
All right, we had a round. That should be enough. Yoda Mac, full steam ahead.
Oh, fuck.
Aye.
Wow, that's some distance. I wonder how long it will take.
Okay.
How are you, Alyosha?
I was expecting an arrow from a Cupid, but I got a bullet from an ugly motherfucker instead.
You sure you're okay? Because I know you.
Just so you know, Scout's a tracker.
Good words.
Yes, talk to Miller.
There's definitely a lot of those up ahead.
Alright. What's done is done. Yes, I didn't stop you from going outside. Yes, I tried to talk you out of it. Yes, I didn't tell you you're not the only ones to survive.
Couldn't take a drag.
I didn't have the clearance. Not back then. This is a state secret. Do you understand? I've been granted clearance only after a fight to protect the D6. They said they needed me to teach their recruits because the war was still on. Don't you think I was shocked? What did our people in D6 die for? What did I lose my legs for? But I understood. Because the war was still on. Security was paramount.
Wow, man.
Our people would have understood. So please, do the same. You would have spilled the beans to everyone in Metro. You're a goddamn Prometheus, a messiah. You must lead the people out of the caves. Do you think you have saved anyone? Remember that jammer? What if Moscow has been found out because of you? What if there are missiles inbound? Anyways, no matter what they think of me, I'm no deserter and will never become one. I'm ready to bear full responsibility for everything. But if there is even the smallest chance to earn my pardon, I will take it. Which means that we, like a runner that tripped, need to keep running ever faster just to keep balance. And don't dare you trip us all over again. Am I understood? I hope I am. Anyway, at least now we know where to run. So, go back inside and take a look at the map. Our route is pretty obvious now.
That was awesome. So we need to talk to every single character, find out everything that we can from every single character.
I don't need a lot, really. It's quality that matters.
Can we not talk to him?
Ivanovich, how long have you been working with those jammer people for?
A lot of dialogue.
About a year, I guess. At first, they got me to sign up by singing of my experience helping people. Told me about weather stations and mutant migration observers. I was proud to be helping those. Then, about 2 months ago,
Read a funny comment on the YouTube channel.
a bunch of people to my Aurora. The guards took them outside.
Look, Artyom, you should at least get some of that fresh air. No mask. This is what you've always dreamed about. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
It's all right. Don't worry. There's not much left to tell. A few days later, I was coming back from a run. Stopped the train, went and found.
Hey, Artyom. Is there any music on the air?
Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah, you found it. Thanks, Artyom. The mood improved instantly.
There we go. There we go. Good drink a cut. We probably shouldn't do that. Feeling fuzzy. Alright, we can look at our book. Diary. Okay, so we can review it, but in the journal form with the actual font, as if he had written it himself. That's awfully neat, but still, it's closer than what we would expect. Crew. Okay, let's just read it all out. Anna. Anna, my Anna. From the very beginning, I thought I was not worthy of you. What was I? A nerdy guy from a backwater station. A dreamer hearing voices in his head. An adventurer seeker. And you, the most beautiful girl in the metro. The only daughter of the legendary Colonel Miller. The best sniper of the Spartan Order. Excuse me. But, how did you put it? There were lots of hard-boiled guys around. God, how much have we been through together? Let me check my timer real quick, guys, to make sure I'm... My DSLR camera I have to turn off every 30 minutes. So, and here we go. Continue to read. We had our bright days and really dark ones. Our feelings would die out and rekindle again. I even tried to leave, but couldn't go too far. You wanted a normal man, but you still accepted me as I am. You were the only one who didn't consider me mad when I spent days on the surface, listening to the radio in fruitless attempts of receiving signals from the other survivors. You knew that every such sortie meant for more radiation exposure for me and less chances for healthy children, should we ever have them, and you would still let me go. You didn't prohibit me from dreaming. I always felt your gaze on me, when you would cove my back in combat, and when I would lose my way. I was always in your field of view. I always knew that nobody could ever replace you, my personal guardian angel of death. If this is not love, what is? That's fucking awesome. It's really cool to see that. I'm so glad they're touching more in their relationship, because it's something that anybody that's read the books knows about and how complicated it is. So, and why wouldn't it be? Colonel Miller. Miller, Colonel Siaslav. Konostonstovich. Melinda. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I'm not going to do it. Melnikov. The founder and the permanent commander of the Order of Sparta. Miller picked and trained each Spartan individually. He was the only one to come to the rescue of my home station when we were under attack by the Dark Ones. He was the only one to stand between the communists and the Nazis and prevent the conflict which could well spell the ultimate end of our civilization. It was Miller who accepted me into the Order and blessed our union with Anna, his only daughter. I became his son-in-law, but could never amass the courage to call him Dad. Nothing but Colonel with a Sir, of course.
Your tried and true host, Max Golovnia, is back in action. You are listening to the First Radio, currently doubling as the only one in our area.
That's awesome. In the D6 defense, the Colonel lost his best fighters and his old self. Something is forever broken in him. He became cold, completely intolerant of any dissent. Sometimes I feel he's sorry he didn't object his daughter marrying me. He would have probably preferred Hunter as his in-law. But Hunter is missing, and I dragged his daughter into a maelstrom none of us might ever emerge from. Damir. I've been wondering more about him. He's interesting. Damir is probably the calmest of all the crew members. Damir is also extremely reliable. He'll always be there to help. He always does the hardest part of any job, goes on the toughest missions, and then, instead of taking the well-earned respect and gratitude as one would expect, he starts blushing and saying he had nothing to do with success, and it all just kind of happened that way. There's only one painful issue for Damir, and that's his name. Given to him by his father, along with half his blood. Damir can't forgive his father for leaving, going as far as to not deny being his blood. Duke. Duke of Darkness, Igor Dukov, the youngest, the bravest, and the craziest of us. Some join the Order out of desperation, others to protect people. Listen to the radio. We'll try to listen to it, but I can't do both. These are going to be some long-ass episodes. Okay. To protect people from dangers, but Duke is just desperately in love with adventure. Whenever the Colonel asks for volunteers, Duke is always first to shout, "Me!" No matter how hard and dangerous the mission ahead may be. A shame we don't have any medals in the Order, otherwise Duke would be plastered with them. He keeps looking up to the more experienced fighters, competing with them for the most kills, missions, and wounds. For some reason, he pays particular attention to comparing his achievements with mine. Perhaps it's because I'm closest to his age. Anna once said about him, "Quit your whining, Artyom. There are people here who dream of becoming like you." About Duke, was she right? Probably. Yoda Mac, the Aurora's permanent helmsman. Yoda Mac knows her every detail down to the smallest bolt and feels every change in the work of any of her numerous and, truth be told, quite worn out mechanisms with his heart. Yoda Mac fits into our group so easily and naturally. It seems he was with us since forever, and yet Anna and I met him on a Hansa base where Yoda Mac first helped me find my wife and then led us into the hijacking of our beloved cruiser. Still, with Yoda Mac's background, it's a small wonder he decided to leave Moscow with us. At the time of our meeting, we had only just learned of Hansa executing everyone trying to enter or leave Moscow, but Yoda Mac had been living with this terrible knowledge for months, first out of fear for his daughter's life, then after she succumbed to her illness out of sheer hopelessness. But now he is free, just like the rest of us, and if we ever come back to Moscow, he'll settle our scores with Hansiak leadership together. Yes, we will. Oh my god, there's so many people. Idiot. Idiot chose his nickname out of natural humility, or perhaps simply in honor of one of Dostoevsky's characters. I'm trying, guys. I really do look these names up and try to pronounce them later, so I apologize. In fact, he's anything but being the most educated and well-read soldier in the Order, landing the position of Miller's right-hand man back in the Metro. The question is, what does he really know about the reasons for people being held in the tunnels, the war that could be still going on, as well as who is really in control of the Metro? Idiot likes talking a lot, but he never actually says much, even if you push him, save for his usual on one hand. This could be true, while on the other, if you feel that the truth is close enough to touch, talk to Idiot. He'll confuse you completely in no time. One thing about him that I don't understand at all is, what could he even be looking for fighting in the Order's ranks? Alyosha. I like Alyosha, he's crazy. Alyosha, the life of every party, an avid lady killer, favorite customer of the seediest joints of Stefsnoy Boulevard, and our survival on the surface instructor. After only a cursory glance, he can correctly tell if an abandoned building can last for years or is ready to collapse onto your head at the lightest touch, which ability saved him back in Moscow more than once. Alyosha is the only member of our crew seemingly taking our journey for an exciting adventure, probably in anticipation of new meetings with representatives of the fair sex, of course. Sam, I love this. This is a U.S. Marine. It's really cool. Sam is one of the Order's best. He might not be the strongest, fastest, or the best marksman we have, but he can certainly hold his own in a match with Spartan champions in each of these areas, and he definitely is the most unusual of us. Sam is an American, a Marine from the U.S. Embassy's guard detail who just happened to be in the Metro when the Judgment Day came, eventually ending up as Colonel Miller's personal bodyguard. Sam had to sit the battle for D6 out on the account of staying in a hospital with a serious wound, and was really hard on himself for not being there to protect the Colonel when he was needed the most. As soon as he was back on his feet, still all bandaged, Sam would refuse to leave the Colonel's side no matter what. He wouldn't even let anybody else push Miller's wheelchair. Even when Andrew the blacksmith made the amazing prosthetics the Colonel has been wearing, even since, Sam remained Miller's shadow and of course joined us aboard the Aurora. That's so cool, man. The most unusual because Sam is an American. Stefan. I can't wait to learn more about these. Stefan. In day-to-day life, Stefan is so calm and nice, it's hard to believe he is a member of the Order. We are a military organization after all. Once you see this giant in battle, though, you immediately see the reason for him being there. Stefan is completely fearless and amazingly strong. He handles a heavy machine gun as if it were a regular assault rifle. We're lucky to be on Stefan's side. Having him as an enemy would be a disaster.
This is the first radio, and your host is, as always, Max Columbia.
Max Columbia. Tokarov. Partial to the creations of the famous gun designer, he shares the family name with his... is a man in love with his craft. He is constantly busy with the crew's weapons, repairing, maintaining them, and making improvements. Tokarov knows everything there is to know about weapons, and even more, and can talk about them for hours, but is not really interested in much else. Still, he doesn't just care for our firepower, but also works on our gear, constantly adjusting and inventing new things, laboring day and night to make sure we all perform to the best of our ability without being hindered by inferior equipment. What would we do without him? On a side note, he seems to be quietly and hopelessly irrequitably in love with my Anna. He's always worried about her, thinking of her, talking about her, but I can't even bring myself to feel jealous. It may be more than that. He probably does care about her, might have a thing for her, but I don't think it's something we have to worry about. And who wouldn't? She's beautiful. They made her gorgeous in this game. Don't fucking care if that's weird, because she's told to be pretty in the books. So, New World, Exhibition, VDNKh. Hold on. Wow.
Targets with 2 vehicles moving towards your position. They'll be there in about 40.
What the fuck?
Red carpet. Copy that, 102. Will you be ready to cut them off if they retreat along?
These are bandits and shit. We have no idea.
Gun is in position already. We're going to fill a wire forward.
It's gonna be a long episode, guys. I apologize.
Copy, 102. Over and out.
Oh my god.
So quiet.
Hey, music from the previous games, baby. That's what I like to see. Let's get back to our New World. Exhibition, VDNKh. My home station, now a part of VDNKh, Commonwealth together, with Alyosha and Ritskaya. Living there has been an uneven ride, but I still have fond memories of the time. Even though Anna, my wife, would disagree, she positively hated it there, having traded the positions of the Order's best sniper for everyday chores of a regular mushroom farmer. Hunza, the most powerful faction of the Metro. The Commonwealth of the stations of the Ring Line. The soldiers in Hansa's employ enjoy the best pay and equipment and thus are highly motivated to train and perform their duties exceptionally well, making up in proficiency and skill for what they may lack in numbers. The only force to be objectively better than Hanseatic troops in terms of professionalism and training is the Spartan Order, which yours truly is honored to be a member of. As far as I was able to surmise from the Colonel's reluctant confession, Hansa is the vehicle of the Invisible Watchers, the real government of Moscow, controlling all the factions from the shadows. They clearly have too much power to just live and let live, and thus engage in some shady business, including the SHIELD project, designed to keep Moscow under an impenetrable blanket of radio jamming, to prevent further nuclear strikes against the capital. The project itself would be a benevolent initiative, even if quite misguided, had it not been connected with mass murder of people coming into or trying to leave Moscow, as well as anyone and everyone learning anything about it. Anna and I were captured by the patrol after we saw the Aurora entering the city perimeter, and just for that terrible crime I was put to the gun. Anna's agony in the moment is something I will not forgive them for as long as I live. Yeah, fuck Hansa. They're dicks. Creatures. Watchmen. These annoying beasts hunt in packs, and if you see one, you'd better dispose of it immediately, otherwise it might howl and call in the rest of the pack, and it will howl as soon as it sees you. Demons. They're not as big or bulky in this one, but they look more realistic, like giant fucking bats. They're interesting looking. These giant flying mutants comfortably occupying the position of the apex predator in the food chain of the poison wasteland stretching above the tunnels of Moscow Metro have, thanks to their enormous physical strength, speed, and aggressive demeanor, successfully settled a huge territory. That is hardly surprising, as there are very few animals capable of ever facing a demon. Those that could fight it one-on-one and win are even fewer and further between, while a demon can easily fly away from any of them. Luckily, because of these strengths, the demon, like the large birds of prey of the past, prefer to live and hunt alone or in very small groups, and thus do not present an immense threat to a careful traveler. Dog. Because we did face it, so every time we face one, I'm guessing it's going to add to the journal. We'll read them as we go. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. The common dogs seem to be no match for the messed up world of the surface, but they manage to survive despite being surrounded by mutants and human enemies, so they definitely are a threat to be considered, especially when you consider their keen senses and ability to easily alert their masters to your presence. Equipment. Gas mask. A gas mask was vital in Moscow. You couldn't even hope to go outside without one, and it often came in handy even in the tunnels. Think of the mushroom fields, especially when the fresh fertilizer is being piled in. I had hoped I'd be able to get rid of it on the surface, but it looks like that was just a pipe dream. There are lots of places here where this stuffy thing becomes a necessity. Bracer. The bracers all Spartans wear are not an important piece of armor, but still routinely save our lives. They are used to mount such vital pieces of equipment as Geiger counters, warning us of dangerous radiation, hot spots, and watches necessary for keeping track of gas mask filter usage. The watch, well, lost my place there because I had to look at my phone for a second, thought I had a call. So it says here, the watch is combined with another gadget that, despite its tiny size, is also vitally important. The light indicator, many a time its blue light hinted me to find a better shaded hiding spot to remain stealthy. This is BR. Maybe it continues on, it's hard to tell. Lighter. This piece of trench art I got from Decoy has been with me through a lot, but its value is far from just sentimental. I always rely on it whenever I need to start a campfire, find my way out of a dark tunnel by following the faintest draft, go through a spider bug lair and want to get rid of their cobwebs, or simply need a backup light source, and it never fails. Beautiful. And whoever wins the art team edition will actually have the honor of making one that's handcrafted specifically to look like the one in the game. So, Spartan Suit. The Spartan Suit is not just uniform all members of our order wear. The suits provide a considerable degree of environmental protection, which, when combined with a gas mask, allows Spartans to be reasonably safe during prolonged sorties to the surface. The suits also accommodate a modicum of armor and padding, ensuring, when combined with an armored vest, flexible and reliable protection that can be easily configured for heaviest of engagements or reconnaissance missions, when swiftness of movement becomes the main priority. Weapons. Sorry guys, but I want to read it all. I've been encouraged to read it all. Despite the venerable age of this weapon, which before the Judgment Day had played a considerable part in hundreds of conflicts all over the world, its unparalleled reliability and considerable firepower make it a prized possession in the tunnels of the Metro and, of course, on the surface. A standard Kalash is simply a solid assault rifle with all its characteristic pros and cons, but thanks to the talent of Sparta's gunsmiths and Kokoro personally, the model or order fields and can accommodate a huge variety of upgrades, from extended magazine to various sights. Not only that, with a few simple operations, get over there. With a few simple operations and spare parts, it can be turned into a weapon of different class, from a short machine pistol that excels at close range to a light machine gun. This does not mean that the underlying concepts, simplicity and reliability have been sacrificed either. Even though my Kalash is many years my senior, it saved my bacon on many an occasion and would shoot like nothing happened even after taking a dip in the marsh. That's what AKs are known for, they're just reliable. Weapons are something we people are differently good at making. They will probably be ready to kill years after there remains nobody on the face of the planet capable of pulling the trigger. Shambler. What could be the Achilles heel of a shotgun? The long reload cycle, perhaps. And to remedy that, it looks like the designer of this monstrosity was ready to sacrifice anything. Reliability, simplicity, even the common sense. Still, in terms of sheer firepower, this cross between a meat grinder and a lawnmower is second to none. And Tokarov says that despite its freakish looks, it won't explode in my arms in the nearest future, of course. If I exercise necessary caution and clean it regularly, I guess I'll pretend I believe him. Revolver. In the Metro, where ammo is worth its weight in gold, a weapon's reload speed is usually a distant second or even third priority, while its reliability and simplicity become critical. Humidity, dust, poor quality, handmade ammunition. Pulling a revolver trigger the second time when it misfires is much faster than fixing a feed failure in an automatic pistol, and in the confines of the tunnels, enemy might deny you the time needed for that altogether. That's why the Armory Station started producing copies of ancient Nagant revolvers. Soon, they learned that even 7 bullets sometimes are not enough to stop a charging Nosalis. So, they had to switch to a more powerful and exotic for Russia, 44 Magnum caliber. A hit with one of these is usually enough to kill a mutant on the spot. And that is exactly why such revolvers were a welcome addition to the Spartan Order's arsenal. Besides, due to the fact that they are retained the Nagant revolver's gas ceiling, I fucking knew it, the Nagant revolver, I knew I wasn't saying that for no reason, mechanism. They can be fitted with suppressors and modifications introduced by our gunsmiths, let them accommodate any other add-ons from carbon-type stocks to night vision sights. Decoy? Yeah, the can. An improvised noise decoy attracts attention to humans and beasts alike with the loud rattling noise it produces. And then, of course, throwing knives, one of my favorites, I must say, guys. The perfect stealthy short-range weapon. The throwing knives are cold, wrought by many a blacksmith throughout the metro from spring steel. Looks like we're done with the journal for now.
Did you believe them?
Well, it sure seems safer to believe. But then, I just couldn't keep the charade up. Then the security officer told me straight. Whoever you speak to dies. The whole station dies with him if need be. So...
Wow, dude. We kind of knew he was a slave in a manner of speaking.
And then Artyom. I knew I wasn't alone anymore. You can't just keep these things in.
Now I understand why you helped us back then.
I've been wanting to hear his reasoning.
Don't mention it. God willing, it won't end up being done in vain.
Yes. Have you ever taken a train beyond city borders?
No. Didn't get the chance to go.
You're Mac.
I used to be a metro train engineer.
Wow.
On the ring line. Ha! What a bore that was. Going round and round all day, round and round. And no real distance either. It used to take less than 30 minutes to make the lap. So I kept dreaming about...
I love this, guys. I love all this dialogue.
And work on a real railroad. And travel around Russia. Not to run in circles like a rat in a maze.
Agreed.
My wife wouldn't let me. We had kids, too. When I'd start going on about the railroad, about my dream, she'd stop sleeping with me for months in protest. Yes. But when Moscow got hit, my Tatiana and the little Sashenka were at home.
Oh.
I was working that day. Irishka was waiting for me in the metro, returning from cram school. So we survived together that day. But in the end, I lost her too. TP. You know how it goes. So I'm driving here and talking to Tatiana in my head.
That's sad.
See, I say, you couldn't stop me for good after all. Here I am, on a real railroad. A real engineer. Alyosha. I'm sorry I got so emotional there.
Oh, it's my fault. I'm really sorry. And thank you for telling me.
I'll go outside in a minute. Of course, he's still dealing with the injuries. Got the radio on for him. Is someone back there? No, it's just like a service room. Let's go talk to our buddy. Before we talk to anybody, let's go ahead and make sure to look at our journals. Alright. We missed a lot of things, including a really good journal entry. So, let's go ahead and get on with this one. Survey report. Head to the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Project Railroad Department. Zelezniak VM. Railway State Survey Report. Make fun of me, guys, because I need to get this right. So torture the fuck out of me until I can get my Russian/Ukrainian right. I don't care. Be mean to me, because I need to get this. This is a language I've always wanted to learn. Ukrainian and Russian. I've always wanted to learn these. So, be mean. I'm giving you just the go-ahead. So, Railway State Survey Report. Having conducted the Railway State Survey as per your order, I can report that beyond the defense perimeter... 1 second. Reset that timer. Having conducted the Railway State Survey as per your order, I can report that beyond the defense perimeter, the railway is in good condition, ranging from acceptable to good, thus presenting a security threat by providing a convenient way for the enemy to transport and supply their agents. On the other hand, with defense perimeter, the railway is worn down beyond acceptable state, which could lead to a complete halt of train movement along the most used lines in the nearest future, putting defensibility of Moscow in grave danger by disrupting our lines of supply and reinforcement transportation. Considering aforementioned, I hereby request that all available maintenance crews are sent to work on repairing the most damaged sections of the critically important lines, using the rails and cross ties from the lines beyond 101 kilometer mark from the center of Moscow. I had a little burp there, sorry, whoops. Thus, at the same time, effectively denying the enemy to use of the railways leading into the city. Deputy Head of Special Survey Committee, VDNKh TK. Alright. Let's talk to everybody, shall we? I believe that's... okay.
Hello, Guardian. It seems to me, whether it was intended or not, that our colonel now has a goal to strive for because of you. We all remember the way you fought back in D6, so no matter what lies ahead, we're with you. You can count on us. Yeah, yes. As for me, I'm running a little inventory check.
Of course.
Yeah. It is kind of cramped in here.
We'll have more space, brother.
I'm thinking of making something of a workbench.
We should.
So that's all the instruments we get, and everything else would be within arm's reach. With no workbench, you just lose small components. We'll use this place to work on the weapons. Cleaning, oiling, keep out of everybody's way, and keep them from messing with my stuff. Well, we'll have to take turns, of course, but we'll manage.
That's right.
So, if you find any weapons you'd like to keep, I'll store them for you here on the Aurora, and you can come back to exchange.
There we go.
You'll get them back in their best shape ever. Don't you doubt.
I like him.
Boy, have I cleaned and oiled a lot of weapons in my life. Factory and homemade too. Some of those were just amazing. So unusual. So, if you have any weapon-related questions, I'm your man.
Absolutely.
And weapons, they are like girls. They need attention. You clean your weapon well. You oil it. You check the ammo. Because these dirty ammo caps do get rusty sometimes.
Yes.
But if you put your heart into it, the weapon never fails. Well, I'll just finish oiling this one, then start on another.
What's he doing? Putting something together. Let's try not to miss anything, shall we, guys? Those aren't bunk beds, those are for storage.
Hello there, Tom. You people could have called me out there to drink to Aurora. That's something Bill somehow was a better name.
I love it.
By the way, did you come to trade places with me? Or did you just want some exercise? I heard that. Monotonous labor calms you.
It does. I agree.
It's no lie. I do feel this calm, you see? Idiot says it's dynamic meditation. That philosopher
Yeah.
doesn't come here
Hey.
to meditate often.
Alright, so he's done talking pretty much. Yeah, let's take over for Duke.
Help yourself.
I like Duke, he's hilarious.
Because frankly speaking, I'm a bit tired here.
There we go.
The only good thing about this job is that you forget it's winter. If only you didn't have to pay for this comfort later, with your whole body aching.
No lie. I wonder how much we have to scoop, because that's what I'm like wondering. Another thing I like to say is the reason I already liked Duke was the way that he approached you when you got out of the medical bay and everything. The way he smiled at you after Colonel Miller was done being a dickhead to you. That was hilarious. When Milnick was done yelling at you, and he just looks at you and goes... Like, I love everything about it. They're just shitheads. They're all crazy. They know they're eventually going to die. So why not try to enjoy each other's company and be happy together for once? Why not? And honestly, I can't get enough of this. I'm honestly using this sequence to A, check for achievements that are hidden, and B, just kind of talk about what I like about the characters. So far, I love them all, honestly. We don't have this much connection to any of the characters in the first 2 games. Anna a little bit, but just because we're around her. And once you read the books, it still feels empty, but this one correlates and relates to them more than the other 2. And I can tell this game is going to be amazingly big. I've heard the Volga is fucking huge, and I'm so excited. In the words of one of my fans that made a comment on my video, there is so much shit to do. So, I think we're done.
That's all? Okay, I'll take it from here.
Apologies. Don't mean to be lazy. And you can take over whenever you want to. We're going to talk to all the characters, trying not to miss out on any dialogue. I'm worried that there's going to be a postcard somewhere. So, as far as collectibles, postcards, we're still in Moscow, diary. This is all we got. This is the survey report. Look at that. All the outlying cities and everything. Now, I'm sure they probably have some kind of a repetitive scenery going on. You can't just create thousands of miles of scenery, because you could be in this for a non-ending amount, you know what I mean? Pardon? I'm guessing you can go out on either side, can't you? Oh, there's people at the front of the train. Let's go see what's going on. I'm excited.
I'll be damned.
Look at this.
All those years of...
So, dear Moses, can you feel how sweet the air is without a mask? Or not just sweet, so many shades of taste it has. A weird feeling, eh, my friend?
It is strange.
I remember you telling me how you took your mask off atop a Stankino tower. When you homed those missiles in on the dark ones, was the air bitter then? Who knows though? Had you not launched those missiles, you'd probably never have climbed that building or received that signal.
He's trying to be
Life
nice.
is weird, huh? One random event drags another with it, like links in a chain. And you are pulling that chain out of a deep, dark well.
I love this so much.
Links emerge from the dark water. And what drink is in that bucket that's on the end of the chain?
I need more coffee.
That's a mystery. That's what I often think about when facing a choice. You can't drop the chain either. You always have to drink from that bucket. Well, bottoms up, I suppose.
Suppose.
So, how does it feel to be the Moses who yanked on this particular chain? Is it dumb to think about such things when all I ever did in life was carry out orders? Well, I'm not called idiot for nothing. Still, I would like to know what's on the end of your chain.
Look, if there's no radiation, that means we could bring everyone out of Moscow.
I love this.
It doesn't matter if there's radiation or not, Comrade American. The citizens of Moscow
Comrade
will have to
American.
stay put.
But why? We're just a short way from the city. And the radiation's gone.
Things might have been that easy in your America, but life has never been so easy here. Even now, we woke up saviors of the metro, and by lunchtime, we're enemy spies, saboteurs, train thieves.
I love this so much.
What was true turned out to be a lie, and that is enough for them to want us dead.
The Hansa bosses must have known that we could live up here. But the public didn't know that. Who'd want to stay down in the metro if we told them?
We cannot tell them. If they are ready to make mincemeat out of old ladies and kids to keep their secret, what do you think would they do to you, Uncle Sam? Huh? We can't go back. We can't use radio. Remember the jammers? And even if you pull a perfect Rambo and break through back into the
Rambo.
metro, do you expect that
Joke
God
on
just
being an
believe
American,
you
I guess.
and go, yes, Moses, lead us out of this Egypt? Can you even imagine the death toll?
Yeah.
Take your average station dwellers. Even if the Hansa guards didn't shoot them, how far would they get? Right to the nearest mutant den, most likely. We are safe here, speeding along on this Eastern Express. They are not as lucky. Not at all.
What if there was a proper evacuation?
And who would do that? Hansa's people? The ones that kept us under lock and key for 20 years?
Good point.
Or us too? Besides,
Like how the mask tube is actually moving when he moves and reacts. That's something pretty interesting to note.
Provide food. No, brother. I do get where you're coming from, but this matter is way more complex than it seems.
I guess you're right. All this clean air went to my head. So, wait, does this mean the Colonel was in the know?
His rank does seem to suggest that. Besides, he led negotiations with Hansa. Where would we be without them after the D6 debacle? They gave us weapons and recruits to replenish our losses. We, on the other hand, our competence does not stretch beyond thinking cozy thoughts and keeping the fools in the metro from killing each other off. Remember, if not us,
Us
then
and
who?
who?
You are too smart for your own good, idiot.
The voices are awesome in Signature, I have to give credit.
I've been thinking, how far are we gonna go?
No masks needed. The railroad runs through the whole country. As far as we want, I reckon. As for Yamantau, it's about 2,000 clicks away.
No, I mean, how far can we get with the fuel we have?
Here we go.
What's this machine's mileage?
And more coffee.
Aha, that. Yeah, it's harder than is a coal guzzler, this thing. But then again, there should be coal stores at every station. And if we don't find any, we could still burn firewood.
He doesn't seem happy with the answer.
Damir.
You see, I made a mistake of stocking up on filters. While I could have gotten a whole bunch of MREs for the same ammo, or a new hazard suit, I wish I'd known there'd be no need for them.
Ah,
The corporal
it's not a
sold them
mistake.
way too hard, that bastard. Get them while they last. He even gave me a book as a free extra. Quotations from Charman Mao. Do you know this writer? Mao? Anyway, here I am like a fool with the stupid book and the filters. Well, we could really use that mill-grade ammo now. You never know who or what we might meet.
You're not giving the book enough credit. At the very least, it contains a whole world of wisdom on fighting the war against the imperialism.
Yep.
Which we might encounter on the way, even though so far we just seem to be fighting our own.
Wow.
Yeah, Anna's pulling no punches this time. Perhaps she shouldn't have. It's not like the Colonel understands everything. Who's in the right here?
Whoever's not wrong, obviously.
Well, who's not wrong then?
He who does nothing and says nothing too.
Exactly. Arc him.
Who's in the right now?
Everybody is, brother. And nobody.
I shouldn't have asked.
He wants him to tell
I
him.
am not bothered when I'm not understood. I am bothered when I don't understand.
So fucking hilarious. Wonder if he's gonna say anything. There's so much dialogue to partake in. It's just so wild to see all this, to see the world around us, to see us passing buildings and bunkers and barracks. I mean, look at that. What was that to? What was there? What was the importance of that? All this random stuff, random pieces of city we're passing by, outskirt villages and towns outside of Moscow. It's crazy. But we've already partaken in all the dialogue that we can out here. So, pretty cool. Sam's character is very interesting. I really love the whole... I love that he's a U.S. Marine, that he's an American, but he's with them. They accepted him. Just goes to show that the xenophobia it's not always there. You know, they were at war with the West. You know, the West and the East, but yet they took him in. They didn't kill him. So... it's peculiar. And naturally, I don't think the Red Line or somebody else would have, especially the Reich. Not that you want to be a part of that filthy battalion, but, you know, pretty interesting. Really interesting. I'm loving the dialogue and definitely worth partaking in. It's pretty messed up. The only person that I haven't heard speak or talk yet is my buddy here. And of course Duke is shoveling quite a bit. I wonder if there's an achievement for doing that.
So, how did you like that fresh air? Out of this world, isn't it?
Really was. Pretty sure that's all the dialogue we're gonna get. I love it. And I don't know if we can partake in anything on the back of the Aurora. But the fact that everything's functional, you can choose to do. And you can just stay here and chill.
I'm done for, my friend. But at least I died protecting my friends. Shut up, you fool. By the way, Uncle Sam, your command of Russian is quite good. Another 40 years or so, and you go completely native. Isn't it confusing now, though? If your California is still around, you became a Russian for nothing. By the way, if we meet the occupying forces, whose side will you be on, Sam? Ours or theirs?
I was hoping they'd touch on this.
Not funny. But if the war is still not over, does that make us enemies?
Nah, that's not what I meant. The colonel told me to stop smoking shroom, but isn't a pipe of peace an exception?
I wish we could smoke one in California, my man. That would be so much fun.
Oh, damn. Hey, do you miss home?
I don't know. Really, I got used to it. And now I learned my folks might be alive, and I'm in a daze.
Yeah. That's sad.
What I meant was, even though you're an American, you're our man.
I love that.
I'm a Spartan, Alyosha. Now and forever. You're a Spartan too. This is what we are now. I wonder what they think of me at this Supreme HQ, though.
Drop it. We'll all stand with you, like with Anna and Artyom, like when the colonel protected you from that crowd.
Oh boy. Stories.
Yeah. There were women and old guys and kids. They all wanted it. I didn't even want to resist. Even though I was younger and stronger back then.
Sam, the war was really on back then. Your missiles had only just fallen on us, just like ours on your own. So forget that shit about the HQ. You're a Spartan, one of us. That's it.
I love it, man. Such camaraderie.
Sir. So, I'm going to the house. I'd love to see San Diego now. Even in a dream.
There's this
Little whorehouse on its fat boy station I'd like to see.
even if it was just in a dream. Look, I'll catch some shut-eye if you don't mind.
Of course. Get some sleep.
Yeah. Besides, in a dream, it's definitely cheaper.
God, I love him. He's fucking hilarious.
He's a bit better, I think.
You gonna say anything else?
Hey, Artyom. Was there anything from America on the radio? I'm just starting to realize that it's still there. A strange feeling. I did say my goodbyes back then, 20 years ago. I got used to it. But now, some of my relatives might be alive. They definitely think I'm dead, though. Oh, man. Being a little inside me now. Well, if you hear some English, they're in San Diego, California. Sorry for interrupting you.
Fuck that, dude. You're awesome. I love that.
Rest. I'll stay here just in case.
Yep. Got it, man.
Artyom, look at the map. Now that we know where we're going, it makes sense.
She's fucking adorable in this game. I don't even care. I want to talk to him, but it's like he's not having it.
Oh, Artyom, you're back? Care to help me some? I'm a little tired here.
He's so fucking hilarious. Yeah, fuck it, we'll help him.
Thanks, man.
Let's just do it and talk a little bit more about the game. This entire episode's gonna be dialogue. I apologize, guys, but it's too fucking good not to take advantage of. I'm gonna hold the key down. Maybe that'll take care of it. But yeah, I really can't get enough of it. This game, the dialogue, the characters, it's like we're watching a book. The closest thing you'll get to it. And you guys want to know something? Let's just say it right out there. No matter where we're from or what we read, Russian, American, English, German, it doesn't matter where you're from or what you do. This game shows and it proves a really valid point that I need to make, that I think we all, probably a lot of us, feel the same way about. This game proves that when other game developers, and I'm not trying to just talk shit about people, I'm really not, but they make a game every year to 2 years, just a reskin, but this game took 5 years. So it correlates and makes sense why this game's quality is going to be a lot more than just your standard, not a watered down copy or just a continuation. It's not the next chip in the bag, it's not the next thing to eat, it's not the next page. This is another book in its senses and self. It's huge. When you take your time to explore every bit of the game and everything, I mean, honestly, there's just nothing I can say. This is such a beautiful game, and it was worth every penny. I bought the Spartan edition. I bought the gold edition on Steam. I'm not trying to rally people or piss anyone off. I pre-ordered it. I had no idea that shit was going to happen. But what I can tell you is that shit's gonna die. Yeah, it sucks, but we need to support the game here. You can bitch and moan all you want, but I only live once, and I don't know if I'm gonna go and get hit by a truck the next day. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna enjoy this game. I'm gonna make a series that a handful of you enjoy. We're gonna all enjoy this together, enjoy the story, because that's what 4A Games wanted. They didn't make the call. Let's sit here. Let's enjoy this game. Let's enjoy its story. Let's savor the Metro series. Let's savor Exodus, because that's what I've been waiting for. It's what you guys have been waiting for, and ever since they announced it, before they announced it, I was so anxious to know when another sequel would come out, and this is already one of my top favorite games, and I haven't even gotten that deep into the story yet. It's just nice to see a proven thing, like a fine wine that ages over time, like something that ages in a cellar but is much better throughout the ages because it ages and wines, like cheese that's only good or edible in a certain sense whenever it's decaying or rotten to a degree, like food that takes days to create because of marination and everything. That's what this game is. It is a fine example of patience and quality. That's why when it comes to Halo and other games, I don't get impatient. That's why I am okay with waiting. I will bide my time. There are mods for Stalker. There are other games to play. I love the Total War series. I work full-time. I'm planning on going back to school part-time. I have a busy life. I don't have the advantage. If this was my job, I probably would be bitching a little, but I would jump from game to game and find something to do. I would find a way to entertain the people that watch me. So in all honesty, now that this is over and I've stoked the living shit out of this boiler and I've got the train running pretty well, I can tell you guys right now that I absolutely love this game, and this game is a proof and a detriment to itself. It shows that time breeds quality. And they should be fucking proud of themselves, and we should be proud to play this game because it's amazing.
Thanks. The break sure was welcome.
No problem, Duke. It's awesome. Gotta take a rest every now and then. He's just looking at the spare parts, it looks like. Oh, man. I wonder if there's any more things to read in my journal. Looks like there's something. Nope. Wait, let's go back. Look to the right, you'll see notes. It's all going to be in Russian or something sense like that, so we don't know. The Nasalises are going to be nasty. Alright, let's see what the radio has in store for us.
It was Unit 13. Unit 13? We thought it was
What the fuck?
What kind of spy did they catch that warranted blowing up at the Warhead of Doom? It was not a spy. It was them. Their train got blown up.
Wow.
Wow. Do you know Miller, the Spartan colonel? Sure I do. They get him too? No, he got out of Moscow. Turned out to be a spy. As far as I know, he learned he'd been discovered, so he stole training and ran to his masters before our guys could net him.
You're full of shit, dude. So fucking stupid.
And an ammo dump on the way. Imagine the damage in new grade ammo alone. And that armored train too. Unit 13 went to intercept them, but looks like they fell into a trap. I'll be damned. What happens now? Well, it might be for the best. They did uncover the enemy mole, so now I imagine they'll net his whole network. Heads will roll.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And we should probably cut this chat too, just in case. Damn, you're right. Well, over now.
Stupid ass. Share all you want, you fucking idiot. All empty. I love the music of the Metro series.
1-6, Damir. 102 here.
Okay.
6 here. Any new development? Another car moving toward your position. Do we take it out?
Wow.
Could they notice you? Not unless they stop.
Wow.
Permission to open fire? Negative on that. That would alert the first two. Let them through and create that barricade behind them. You'll meet them on the way back if they avoid us.
There we go.
Roger that, 1-6. Good hunting. 1-6, over and out.
Almost sounded like Ullman in a way. Similar voice actor. So if you guys are upset that this is just a dialogue only, by this point you might as well cut it, because I'm going to squeeze every bit of content that I can out of this game for the sake of the Let's Play.
Proceed to the rally point.
Wow.
Rally point location is code 1811-79.
Revolutionaries?
Area 18-5. I repeat. Proceed to the rally point. Rally point location.
Snoring in the back.
1811-79. Area 18-5. Only by standing together shall we overcome any and all obstacles.
Yeah, weird. I want to see what else is on the radio. Okay.
I just took a glance at my watch. It is almost time we had a break in our broadcast to recharge the batteries. I don't really like ending a program on this sad note, so a little bit of music to pick us up.
Okay. I would like to hear some like music from the original games. That would be honestly nice. I can't believe they actually allowed us to tune into the radio and search for signals.
Please, if anyone can hear me, please.
The fuck?
Pop and Uncle Kolia went for help a week ago and never came back. There are monsters all around our bases now, at every window, and the flanks won't hold long. If anyone can hear me.
We just heard a kid die. That is fucked up. Okay. I mean, I guess the world of Metro is merciless. They're going to show that. Oh, you can hear it kill it. You can hear it chewing on the body. That's fucked up. That's sad. So I was hoping it would give us coordinates so we could go save the kid. That would be awesome. Yep. Radio silence. Let's turn it to some music. Alright, away from that we go. Wow. Take a swig of vodka. It's just empty because he already drank it all. Alright. Is there any more dialogue from these two? Probably not. I just found out from my significant other that it's raining, so that makes the day a lot better. Thank God. Don't ask me why. It always puts me in a better mood. So it looks like we've already squeezed all the dialogue we can out of all these characters. Damir, idiot. Let's go ahead and head back inside. This is a huge steam locomotive. Look at that old Soviet symbol on the side of the train. And of course, the big red star, which makes me think of the Kremlin from the book. Stare at the stars too long, and you'll find yourself gone astray or blacked out. So badass, dude. Such a good game. Well, we can look at the map. We can do that. We've talked to everybody pretty much that we can. He's asleep. It's not going to let us talk to Stefan, I don't think. Wonder.
Wanna help me? Thanks.
Pretty sure we've already done all we can. I mean, we basically stoked that and put as many coals in there as possible. But it'll be an endless amount. And it's not going to let us talk to Stefan. So. Excuse me. We can go ahead and end this episode, guys. Allergy medicine does dick. I live in basically Sinus Valley of Ohio, if you guys can guess where that is. Oh my god. We can continue from this. We've got all the dialogue, it looks like that we can. Excuse me. Alright. Kobier. Wherever that is. Alrighty guys, well that was the mission known as Winter, which is really taking place. Look at that! The menu changed, so now Anna's in the menu. So the menu develops, I am willing to believe, when the campaign develops. So when something happens in the game, we're going to actually see a development within the screen, because it looks like this is obviously a part of the Aurora. Now, what section of the Aurora this is, I really don't know. There's another map of Moscow up here. Options and extras, maybe. And I'm pretty sure... Look at that glass! Look at the red star. That's like a... that's about as... Oh my god. That's about as Stalinistic as you can get. Lack of shitty jokes there. But that big Russian star, there's probably a hammer and sickle on the side. That looks like a big glass of vodka. So you know these people are probably drinking what I learned last night was winter coffee, or the Russian equivalent. So what I'm willing to say now, guys, is that this game is fantastic. I know this was mostly a dialogue episode, but I was requested by more than one person on more than one occasion to read everything and experience everything in the game to make this one of the best Let's Plays that will come out of this game. And despite the size of this channel and how small it is, I'm confident that that's exactly what it will be. We don't need quantity or a multitude, and we are not the first to put this video out, but that does not make us the worst, and that doesn't mean it. Remember, guys, I do work, and I don't go to a job I like, so I can't always be here. So with that being said, guys, if you liked the video, feel free to hit like. If you did not, leave a dislike with the reason why. And if you want to see more videos like this and others in the future, as well as follow this series, then feel free to subscribe to my small but ever-growing channel. And if you want to follow my videos as they come out, because I'm trying to push out 3 to 4 videos a week, that's what I'm going for with this series, then feel free to hit that notification bell icon located beside the subscribe button. But until next time, guys, this level was Winter. We experienced all the dialogue we could. These in-between missions are awesome, and I plan to not skip a single one of them because I want to learn more about these characters. I don't want to just read about them. I want to learn in-game about them. So guys, this was the Winter level of Metro Exodus. I am Euclid, and I will see all of you Spartans aboard the Aurora heading to the Volga River in the next video.